What's up, you guys, and welcome back to another video. As you can see by the title of today's video, we are going to be talking about my lovely DJI Osmo Pocket 3. You guys have probably seen this all over TikTok, YouTube, you name it. So funny thing is, my boyfriend actually bought me this camera as a gift to just help me do better content creation. I actually bought him this same exact camera for Christmas last year, and it's so funny. I wanted him to try it out and his videos look so good, and I was like, now I think I need one. So here we are. My last few videos on YouTube have been filmed with this camera, and I'm gonna show you guys everything I've learned in the past month or so that I've had the camera. I'm also gonna compare it to my Sony ZV-1 that is next to me. That was my vlogging camera for many years, and this one is significantly better. So we're going to compare the two, talk about it. I'm going to show you guys my settings that I have and the whole nine. So let's get into it. Okay, so as you guys can see here, I have my Osmo Pocket 3 on the top, and then my Sony ZV-1 is on the bottom, just so you guys can see the difference. I'm gonna look in this one. This is the Sony, and then now we're at the DJI. So a few things to note. Obviously the size is significantly different. Both cameras do record in 4K, so nothing's changed there. But I have realized that when I look at my old YouTube videos, my Sony is definitely, I feel like it either has a beauty effect or it's very, it's not as realistic to me as the DJI. I don't know if you guys can tell that. Another thing to know is, to me, whenever I hit record, it always like brings the camera in closer. Not one of my favorite features. I always had to make sure my camera was further than it needed to be. I also noticed, and this is a review that I have seen a lot with the Sony ZV-1, is that it overheats. It will probably end up shutting off in maybe like a few minutes because it overheats so quickly. When I used a ring light, when I was out vlogging, it always just randomly shut off. And I don't know what the problem is with that when it comes to Sony. So it was very frustrating to me to continuously vlog without having 6 and 7 clips because the camera said it needed to cool and shut off. And I've seen this a lot of creators talk about this on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram, that this camera always overheats. That being said, let's get into the cost breakdown of each camera. So the Sony ZV-1, I remember I paid probably, I'm looking over here at my computer just so I can give you guys accurate numbers. It's costing about $600 to $700 if you buy it from Best Buy. And the DJI is around the same price if you just get the camera. However, I did get the creator combo, so it was about $700. So in price comparison, it's pretty much the same. Now, they do take different SD cards. The Osmo Pocket 3 takes a micro SD card versus the Sony takes a standard SD card. Nothing much there. Honestly, it's just like the different sizes of the camera are obviously going to affect the memory card. Now, I haven't taken any photos on my Osmo Pocket 3, but it does take photos. So I can't really speak to that aspect. But when it comes to the Sony ZV-1, this camera does not have a flash, so this is not really going to be, to me, your Canon G7X type of camera, because if you're in like a low lit area, it's really not gonna do much for you. Trust me, I've tried taking photos on it and they never come out correct. Obviously, in comparison to the battery life, my Osmo Pocket 3 definitely lasts a lot longer than the Sony ZV-1. They both do have rechargeable batteries, but what I like about the Osmo Pocket 3 is it comes with these little battery packs that you guys can basically plug into the bottom. It comes with a long one if you get the creator combo, and then a shorter one. So you just basically use the bottom and can actually screw it into a tripod, but you can charge these and they will charge your camera as you're using them. So I can pretty much vlog on this camera for like a week without having to charge it because the battery just lasts that long. Also, this camera does have a 3-axis stabilizer gimbal on it. So as you guys can see, this has a face tracking effect, which is like one of my favorite things on this camera. So it keeps you in frame, but still follows you, so you're never out of frame completely. One of my favorite things about this camera, when I'm driving and getting shots or pushing a car or trying to get shots, It literally is so smooth. Stabilization on this camera is impeccable. So as you guys can see, I'm using the DJI mic here. It has a clip on it. The content creator combo comes with one mic, and then it also has a mic puff that goes on top of it if you want to reduce any noise. But if I'm being completely honest, there's a few settings that you can use on this camera to minimize the wind on the mic, but you really don't need it. It sounds just fine to me. And the mic also that's built into the camera is just as good. I really love a clean, crisp sound. So anytime I'm doing sit down videos, I prefer to have the mic with me. And you can use this mic with any other device. Like you can use it with your phone, your computer. I use it a lot when I'm doing my voiceovers on TikTok because the sound is very, very clear. And you can just charge it. It is Bluetooth, but it also just automatically connects to your camera. So also, unlike the Sony, this does have a hyperlapse, time lapse, and it does do slow-mo. I love that you can also use this camera vertical or horizontal. Right now I have it horizontal, but you can also flip the screen to be vertical. So this is what the camera looks like in the vertical state. Just note that in vertical, you can only record up to 3K, and I believe it's 30 or 60 frames per second. To me, the quality is still good. I do prefer 4K with 30 frames per second. That's just my preference because it makes everything a lot smoother. I will show you guys the settings that I have on this camera currently because after watching my girl Taylor, if you guys aren't following her, she's like the guru when it comes to tech. But I followed her DJI user guide and I changed a lot of the settings on my camera and it just looks so much better. The camera will automatically adjust the settings when you switch from horizontal to vertical due to the screen and the way that you can flip it. Right now I have it sitting on the tripod that comes with the creator combo as well as the mini battery pack at the bottom. So there is a DJI Momo app that you guys can use. I prefer to import the footage to my computer and I edit on CapCut, so that's what I use, but they do have Light Cut where you can basically connect your phone Bluetooth to the app and you can download your footage there, edit it, do whatever you want to it. But I prefer to download it on my computer and then CapCut. If I'm out, obviously, I will use that feature, but it is a really cool feature that they do offer on the app. Okay, so now let's get into a few clips that I'm gonna show you guys and then I'll also show you my settings. Right now, I'm recording in 4K with 30 frames per second. That's just a recommendation that Taylor recommended, and I find that it does make your footage a lot smoother. You can record in 4K with 60 frames, but this camera does 4K and 120 frames per second, just depending on what you're filming. I also have this set in D-Log instead of normal. When you record, it's gonna look crazy at first, trust me. You're gonna look washed out, everything's gonna look washed out, but DJI actually has a LUT, which you can download and you can use it for either Mac or Windows, and you can import it into either Premiere or CapCut, whichever one that you end up using, and it will color correct your footage to look so much more realistic to the point where you don't really even need to color correct anything. The difference is crazy, you guys. I highly recommend you guys set your settings to filming in D-Log because it's gonna just make the footage look so much better. So there are a few gadgets that I have purchased for my camera. One of them being, I typically record my videos in the bathroom, so I needed a suction cup to basically mount my camera on. I did get it from Amazon. I'll have it linked below in my storefront under content creator tips and equipment, but it's so freaking sturdy, and you guys, I can do anything with my camera without being worried about it falling. You can also use it in your car, but to me, it's the best thing for my camera because when I'm vlogging, it's right there where my phone is. I've also recorded videos in the vertical mode with the 3K. To me, it still looks the same. The only thing, however, is you shouldn't typically need an external light when you're using your DJI, but I do have one that I actually purchased, and so I will clip it on there so that, you know, the lighting just looks how I want it, which is like studio lighting. So that's like one of the other nice things that I've got. The content creator combo also does come with this bag that has all of your chargers, your tripod. You can basically just put anything in here and your mic. I probably will end up ordering another mic because I just like the idea of having two, especially if I'm filming with someone, I have a mic clipped onto them. All in all though, I would say you guys, if you are really trying to take this serious and you can afford it or want to ask for it for Christmas, I highly recommend you guys put this on your Christmas list. This has been the best thing for me. I whip this camera out. It hates to see me coming, I promise you, because it's so easy to vlog on. Like I said, the battery life is impeccable. And I find that it's super easy to navigate, to work with, and to zoom in. And anytime I'm out, I get a lot of questions asking, what is this device that I'm holding? But it honestly has been a game changer as far as YouTube and things like that go, because I feel more confident in using this camera. I like the footage of it, and I'm just very thankful that my boyfriend gave it to me as a gift because it has changed my life wholeheartedly. So if you guys are thinking about getting it, it's definitely a 20 out of 10 for me, and it's definitely worth the investment. I got mine from Best Buy, but of course you can get it on Amazon. DJI also sells it. I do highly recommend you get some sort of like protection plan because it's very, very fragile, just in case something goes wrong. But if you guys have any more questions, comment them down below. I will try to answer them. Like I said, I am not a tech guru. This is coming from someone who has been using it and then used a Sony. So I'm definitely going to be obviously using this one from now on. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see y'all later.